say this is the fall of America, it will be a quick, sudden disappearance.
I don't know how any of you guys are going and going and going. I know you gotta be at the same level of mental health as me. Every day it's something new between the news and the stupid Biden and stupid Trump. And this country, every day we're spending more and more money. None of us are getting ahead.
The way we live in the United States is not normal. Now, I'm not exactly sure when it happened, but it became crystal clear to me that something is wrong with the United States.
America is not what it once was. I've got some bad news for people who don't travel internationally. The world hates us, okay? We're not the big dogs. We don't have the clout that we once had. We aren't even like statistically on top of anything, education or anything anymore.
Why do many Americans feel that the United States is in decline? From economic anxiety to political polarization, let's unpack the factors contributing to this sentiment. Watch and pay attention, and I will share my thoughts later.
I don't know how any of you guys are going and going and going. I know you gotta be at the same level of mental health as me. Every day it's something new between the news and the stupid Biden and stupid Trump. And this country's, every day we're spending more and more money. None of us are getting ahead. The rich people are the ones that are fucking getting ahead. I'm tired of struggling. I've done everything I can. I'm trying to be a good man. I take care of my daughter. I take care of my wife. The best I can. I can't keep going. Every day it's something new. And then on top of that, as if you're not trying to spend money, you have to. Fucking everything's expensive. I own a painting company, I still can't fucking make it. I'm fucking trying, man. I can't look at my daughter and my wife and know I'm failing. I'm fucking Everybody wake up. It's time to stand up. It's time to be tired of this. It's our turn to fucking eat. I want to eat. I want my family to eat. I want you guys to eat. Stand up. Let's go. Stand up, man. Let's fucking eat. I'm tired. Let's help each other. I don't care what your political affiliation is. I don't care what fucking color you are. If you are not eating and you're struggling, eat with me. Let's struggle together then. Let's be a team.
America is not what it once was. I've got some bad news for people who don't travel internationally. The world hates us, okay? We're not the big dogs. We don't have the clout that we once had. We aren't even like statistically on top of anything, education or anything anymore. And I've traveled a lot internationally. Over COVID, obviously, I stopped. And there's always been an underlying tone that America is dangerous. But, you know, we run Hollywood, so a lot of the media that is consumed by people in other countries is still American. However, I'm on my first international trip since COVID, and it has gotten worse. I have heard from every nationality that America is dangerous, but I arrived in Indonesia, which is a country that, you know, a lot of people aim to get out of and go to America. And the first thing that my taxi driver says to me is that he's afraid of America because of all the poppy seeds that we're taking and all the jazz powder that people are using. And he's convinced that people are walking around the US like zombies, because that's what's on the internet. That's what these people are seeing. And I think it's a really big lesson. If you are sheltered and are not leaving the US, we don't got it. Like, we don't got it anymore. People don't want to live in America. People aren't eager to live in America. When I was in Europe, a lot of the kids said their parents wouldn't let them go to America because they were afraid they were going to get popped by the police. Like, those are the fears. The only fear that Americans have when their children travel overseas is that they're going to be, like in the movie Taken, which is a very small possibility. And they just use that as a fear. I don't even, like, that's not really even a founded fear. People aren't taking Americans when we go, because you know how big of a hell case they would raise if some little white girl went missing? That's not what's happening. But what is happening is other people from other nations are going to America and bad things are happening to them. So, just a reminder, we ain't shit. We ain't shit.
And I thought it was the UK that was on its arse. Seems like these Americans are really fucking struggling with the cost of living crisis. Check this video out. Tell me it don't break your heart. How can someone earning $80,000 a year be struggling to live? This is fucked.
Made, and we are literally the brokest we've ever been. Brokest we've ever been.
But I'm making the most money I ever had my entire life. My husband and I, between the two of us, gross, make like over $80,000 a year. And if you told me a few years ago that $80,000 a year was not going to be enough for a family of four.
I make more than what I made back in 2015. But I am still literally living paycheck to paycheck.
I have to work 60 hours a week and make $80,000 a year to make ends meet. That's insane. I can't even begin to wrap my head around it.
You live in America. You live in the freest, safest country in the world.
There's 165 countries in the world that have freedom for their citizens, and America ranks number 23 among those in terms of actual individual freedom that their citizens have. Also, among those countries, 72 of those have universal access to healthcare for all their citizens. America is not one of those, which is crazy because Americans work the 13th most hours among these countries while also paying the 14th highest tax rate among these countries. And also couple that with the fact that America ranks dead last in legally mandated PTO for their workers. So we work damn near more hours than everyone else. We pay damn near more taxes than everyone else. And then we also have the least amount of time off. Don't even get me started on the whole safety part of this. We have kindergartners that come home from school and talk about how they need to make sure they have the best hiding spots available in classrooms in case of an active shooter drill. We're the most armed country. We have more people in prison than any other country in the world. I'm not trying to turn this into America bashing. I promise you, I love this country. I love living in America. I do think we have the potential to be the best country on the planet. I'm just tired of the whole like, this is America, love it or leave it attitude, because that just leaves no room for improvement. We work hard enough and we pay enough in taxes to have a better quality of life than we do in America right now. That's okay to say while also appreciating the things that we have.
Another one of the key identity points that we've lost in this country that I think is only going to get worse comes from the job market, right? Right now, we're in a job market crisis. People have jobs, people are working, so you can look at the employment rates and you can say, oh, these are up or these are steady. But the fact is, it's a bit of a cope because we all know that the economy is absolutely trash. We all know that people are struggling, right, to make enough just to survive. You know, that we're a country, we're a people that are in debt, right? Even at the highest levels of our government, the country itself, we are in an immense amount of debt. But when we think of our job market, when we think of things like the gig economy, the hustle culture, and the devaluation of the very concept of a career, I think this is still one of the great self-defining parts of our lives, which is our job, our career. You know, you're a fireman, you're a plumber, you know, you're a banker, a CEO, you know, you're a soldier. In lieu of that, now we have, you know, people who are in positions for such short term, and I think that that's the real problem. It's the lack of permanence that robs us of our identity. Because instead of saying that I am this thing, this is what I do, this is my profession, this is what my skill set is, because you don't have that anymore, you know, because when you start making too much money or asking for too much, you're usually replaced by somebody that's new. You know, the skill set requirements are kept low on purpose. You can look at unions, you can look at apprenticeships, journeymen, masters. This is something that kind of used to exist within all careers, within all jobs, right? There was always a ladder that you can climb up, and now that ladder is very short, if it exists at all. And if it does exist, usually it's an illusion, because once you start getting close, the competitive nature of America is going to have people find a way to get you out of there and replace you with somebody who won't ask questions. It won't cause trouble, won't ask for anything. And I only see this really getting worse because since we've digitized jobs, we've made people more invisible, right? When we see ourselves working in a job now, where's the reliance on us, really? If we're so easily replaceable, we'll see ourselves as redundant. We'll see ourselves as replaceable. And if we're replaceable, in the end, we see ourselves as disposable. And if we're in the position like this where we can't hold on to a steady job that we're going to grow from, then that leads into the next thing, which is the housing market. And you can say it's a housing market crisis now, but I say that the instability of the market has been going on for so long. It's not just a crisis. It's not just something that happened because of a little bit of reckless spending. This is something that's been going on a long time. This is something that's been done on purpose.
The whole history of America is the history of rich white men telling not rich white people that their enemies are black and brown. It starts in the colonies.
The way we live in the United States is not normal. Now, I'm not exactly sure when it happened, but it became crystal clear to me that something is wrong with the United States. And when I say this to people, they nod knowingly. Work and retirement here in the United States, working 40 plus hours a week is almost like a badge of honor. And for many, it's a necessity to have one or two jobs, working well into our 60s and 70s. Compared to other countries like the Netherlands and Germany, they have a work week around 35 to 38 hours with lots of time off for vacation and holidays. And they can still afford to retire successfully. They do not need to work late into their 70s as they have the money needed from working. So what does this mean? Well, statistics show it's a huge impact on our health and well-being, where versus the other countries that have the lower, more relaxed, stress-free work and retirement life, they have better balance in their life, they can enjoy it, and their well-being and health seems to be significantly better. So with the balanced work life, it means better family time, better health, and more active elderly seniors. Here in the United States, we have the work till you drop motto. Others have enjoy your golden years. I think it would be great if we could look into what other countries are doing. So as we retire, we have plenty of finances, don't have to worry about a place to live or becoming homeless or relying on other family members, and have the health to enjoy these fun activities in our senior golden year.
I have been a US citizen for 8, almost 9 years now, and I have to say that me as an immigrant who's grateful to be in America, I face a lot of anti-America rhetoric. There's truly not a single day that has gone by in the last few years that I have not woken up and at some point during the day been grateful that my family moved to America when I was a kid. When I tell Americans this, like the regular Americans, when I tell real Americans this, they look at me like I'm crazy. They look at me like America is the worst place to be. They are just so ungrateful. I don't know, I just cannot believe at how I'm treated when I say that kind of stuff. Obviously, it's okay to admit that the United States of America has its issues and work towards fixing them. But why is there so much negativity? Somebody who in another universe could have potentially grown up in a third world country. I am so grateful to be in America, to have the opportunities that I have. I have done so much more with my life, I feel, than I could have ever done anywhere else.
If you're an American living abroad, please tell me why you would never go back. Because I don't have to worry about affording my health insurance, because my kids can go outside and play without me having to worry because the crime rates are so much lower, public transportation, 30 plus vacation days a year, so much paid paternal leave, because my son is now bilingual and working on becoming trilingual, because I'll save $100,000 in my son's paid university tuition, because I no longer have to worry about my own student loans, because even though I live in the most religious state, I'm not shamed for being atheist, because I can actually afford daycare, because my kids don't have to worry about being unalived at school, and because my taxes actually go towards helping other families.
Economic stability is a cornerstone of national confidence. Recent data indicates a sharp decline in consumer sentiment, reaching a 2.5-year low in March 2025. This downturn is largely attributed to escalating trade tensions and unpredictable economic policies, leading to fears of rising prices and a potential recession. Such economic apprehensions contribute significantly to the perception of national decline. The United States is experiencing heightened political polarization, leading to a fragmentation society. This division hampers effective governance and erodes trust in democratic institutions. This erosion of social cohesion fuels the belief that the nation is on a downward trajectory. Concerns about aging infrastructure and strained social services amplify feelings of decline. Citizens observe deteriorating public utilities, underfunded educational system, and inadequate social support, leading to frustration and diminished national pride. America's global standing influences domestic perception. Unpredictable foreign policies and strained alliances have led to questions about the nation's leadership role, both internationally and at home. This passive decline in global influence resonates with citizens concerned about the country's future. The concept of social capital, network of relationship, and community engagement has seen a decline over the decades, reduced participation in civic activities, weaken community bond, and contribute to feelings of isolation and societal decline. Rebuilding this connection is vital to reversing the perception of decline. Acknowledging these issues is the first step toward revitalization. By addressing economic uncertainties, bridging political divides, investing in infrastructure, reaffirming our global commitment, and strengthening community bond, we can alter the narrative and work towards a more unified and resilient nation. And there you have it, guys. Kindly like this video and share your thoughts in the comment box below. Until next time, cheers and have a good one.